What if you had nothing, no savings, no connections, no backup plan, yet still built a fortune from scratch? These are the real stories of people who did exactly that. Sounds impossible, right? Today, we're diving into real-life stories of ordinary people who started with zero and became millionaires. These aren't fairy tales, they're examples of grit, determination, and smart financial choices that can inspire anyone to follow a similar path. By the end of this video, you'll understand the principles, habits, and mindset shifts that propelled these individuals from nothing to extraordinary wealth, and how you can apply the same strategies in your own life. Story 1. The power of persistence. Meet Sarah. She grew up in a small town with barely enough money to cover basic needs. After college, she struggled to find a well-paying job. Instead of giving up, she took on multiple part-time jobs while learning about online marketing in her free time. Sarah started small freelancing for local businesses, building websites, and eventually creating digital products. Every setback became a lesson, and every small success fueled her determination. Within 10 years, she scaled her online business into a company generating over 7 figures annually. The key takeaway? Persistence beats talent when talent doesn't persist. Sarah's story shows that consistent effort, continuous learning, and refusing to quit are critical to turning zero into millions. Story 2. Leveraging skills for wealth. John grew up in a working-class family and couldn't afford college. He had a talent for coding, but no money to start a formal career. Instead, he began taking small freelance gigs, building software for friends and local businesses. Over time, John invested in his skills, learning advanced programming and software development. Eventually, he launched a SaaS product, a software-as-a-service business that solved a common business problem. The product became widely adopted, and within a few years, John sold the company for several $1 million. The lesson here is simple. Invest in yourself and your skills. Money may not be available at the start, but skills, knowledge, and expertise are assets you can grow without upfront capital. Story 3. Turning passion into profit. Emma loved baking, but she never imagined it could be more than a hobby. After years of experimenting in her tiny apartment kitchen, she started selling cakes and pastries locally. Emma reinvested every penny back into her business, learned about branding and marketing, and slowly expanded her reach. Within a decade, she opened multiple bakeries and an online subscription service for her products. Today, she's a millionaire and a well-known name in her niche. The lesson? Passion can be a powerful catalyst when combined with smart business strategies. Doing what you love, solving problems, and scaling strategically can turn a hobby into a 6- or 7-figure business. And the next stories will show you how ordinary people turned setbacks into multi-million-dollar opportunities, lessons you can apply right now. Story 4. Overcoming debt and building wealth. Mark started with nothing but a mountain of credit card debt. With interest piling up and no clear path forward, most people would have felt defeated. But Mark decided to tackle his financial situation aggressively. He created a strict budget, took on side hustles, and prioritized paying off high-interest debt. Once he was debt-free, he focused on investing in stocks and real estate. Mark's disciplined approach allowed him to build multiple income streams. Within 15 years, he achieved millionaire status. The takeaway is powerful. Financial discipline is the foundation of wealth. You can start from zero, but without controlling debt and managing money wisely, it's nearly impossible to grow substantial wealth. Story 5. Embracing risk and innovation. Lisa was working a typical 9-to-5 job but wanted more. She noticed an emerging trend in eco-friendly products and decided to start a business focused on sustainable home goods. Starting with no capital, Lisa used creative strategies, crowdfunding, partnerships, and pre-orders to fund her first product line. She took calculated risks, invested time in learning e-commerce marketing, and scaled her business rapidly. Within 7 years, she had a multi-million-dollar company. The lesson? Calculated risk-taking and spotting trends early can accelerate wealth building. Lisa's story demonstrates the importance of vision, creativity, and courage in creating something valuable from nothing. If these stories are inspiring you, subscribe to Wealth Nexus. We share real strategies and lessons from people who turned ambition into financial freedom. Story 6. The Millionaire Mindset. Alex grew up in a household that struggled financially. He realized early on that his mindset would determine his future. Alex focused on learning about personal finance, investing, and wealth-building habits. He started by saving aggressively, cutting unnecessary expenses, and investing in low-cost index funds. Over time, he reinvested returns, continued learning, and maintained discipline, even when tempted to splurge. Decades later, Alex's patient and disciplined approach turned modest savings into a 7-figure portfolio. The key takeaway? Mindset matters more than income. Thinking strategically, staying patient, and focusing on long-term growth often outweigh short-term financial gains. Story 7. Scaling with entrepreneurship. David was a construction worker earning just enough to pay rent. He noticed a demand for affordable home renovation services. Starting small, he offered services in his neighborhood, reinvesting profits into tools and marketing. Over the years, David expanded his team, refined his business processes, and built a brand known for quality and affordability. Within a decade, he had a company generating millions annually. Lesson: entrepreneurship allows ordinary people to leverage skills, time, and effort into scalable wealth. With the right approach, anyone can turn opportunities into thriving businesses. Before we break down what every one of these self-made millionaires had in common, notice how different their paths were, yet their principles were almost identical. Common traits of self-made millionaires. If we look closely at these stories, certain patterns emerge. Persistence. Every millionaire faced obstacles but refused to quit. Continuous learning. They invested in skills, knowledge, and expertise. Discipline. Saving, budgeting, and reinvesting played a critical role. Calculated risk-taking. Opportunities often involved some risk, carefully managed. Long-term focus. They prioritized sustainable wealth over instant gratification. Mindset over money. Belief in themselves, problem-solving, and vision outweighed starting capital. These traits show that anyone, regardless of their starting point, can achieve wealth by adopting the right behaviors and mindset. Applying these lessons in your life. The best part is that you can start today. Here's how. Start small. Begin with skills, side hustles, or small investments. You don't need capital to begin. Focus on growth. Invest in learning, network, and self-improvement. Knowledge compounds faster than money. Take calculated risks. Look for opportunities that align with your skills and market needs. Be disciplined. Save, budget, and reinvest returns consistently. Small, disciplined actions grow over time. Maintain patience. Wealth rarely happens overnight. Long-term consistency beats short-term wins. By applying these strategies, you're not just copying someone else's story, you're creating your own path from zero to wealth. The psychological edge. One thing all self-made millionaires share is resilience. They handle failure, rejection, and setbacks without giving up. Mental toughness allows them to persist when others quit, innovate when others stagnate, and keep moving forward even when progress is slow. This psychological edge often outweighs financial capital. A strong mindset helps you seize opportunities, navigate challenges, and maintain focus on long-term goals. The multiplier effect of time. Starting from zero, time becomes your most powerful asset. Compounding, whether in business, investments, or skills, multiplies small efforts into significant results over years. Many of the stories we discussed involved consistent effort over a decade or more. The principle is simple. Start today, Be consistent and let time work for you. Even small daily actions can produce massive financial outcomes if sustained over years. Final thoughts on real-life inspiration. The journey from zero to millionaire is not just about money, it's about mindset, persistence, strategy, and courage. Every millionaire started somewhere, faced challenges, and made deliberate choices that compounded over time. You don't need a privileged background, a high-paying job, or a large inheritance. You need determination, discipline, a willingness to learn, and the courage to take calculated risks. Remember, every setback is a lesson, every small success is a step forward, and every disciplined action compounds into wealth. If you follow the patterns of self-made millionaires, your starting point becomes irrelevant. The trajectory you create matters far more. From zero to millionaire, the stories we've shared show that wealth is built by ordinary people making extraordinary choices. Persistence, mindset, discipline, and strategy. These are the tools anyone can use to create financial freedom. Start today. Identify opportunities, invest in yourself, and take deliberate actions that compound over time. Your journey from zero to millionaire starts with one decision: to believe that it's possible and commit to making it happen. Join the Wealth Nexus community, where ordinary people learn to turn ambition into action and action into lasting wealth. Subscribe, take action, and welcome to the Nexus.